Your experience is everything that you are aware of right now. So right now, this moment is your whole experience. And take a few moments to recognize that you are aware of your experience. And it includes the whole environment. It includes everything which is here. And everything which is here is part of your experience. That's where we go much deeper to observe your experience. What is happening in your experience? What is arising? Likes, dislikes. Your whole life is one big experience. But what is the single one constant that never changed in your whole life since you were born up until now, and it will actually never change? It's not even the I which you call yourself, because the I which you call yourself has changed. When you were a child, you were thinking totally differently. Your idea about yourself was different. Teenagehood, troublehood, then you grow up a bit, time to take things in your own hands. And now you have grown up, and it is how it is right now, and the I is already the way it is now. And it's actually quite boring a bit, isn't it? Like the I, the myself. You know yourself already, aren't you? You already know yourself. Is there anything new? No, you know yourself already. So the I changes. The I feeling, the I thought changes. It's always old, by the way. Always old. Oh, that's something new, and oh, okay, I got it. Yeah, it's already old. What's the next thing? What's the next experience? And again, what's the next experience? You experience something, and oh, okay, I got it. What's the next thing? And this I feeling always needs the next thing. Always looking into the future for the next thing, because it's always old, always, you could say, boring or excited, but still it's old in a deeper way. It's old. You already know it. That's the meaning of the I feeling, the I thought. So what is the thing that has never changed, but yet it was always new from your childhood up until now, and it will always be new, but at the same time it's never gonna change? Now that's a bit of where the words start hitting some ceilings. New but never changes. It doesn't make sense. But that is awareness. It's always aware, always bright. Your awareness is bright. It's always aware, but it never changes. What changes? Your experience changes. Awareness never changes. Now, for some of you, the word itself, awareness, what's that? For those who are less familiar, what is awareness? It is that which allows you to be conscious and see anything right now. Whether you have your eyes closed or open, there is something which is aware, which knows that you are awake, you are alive. And it's not a mental thing. If a thought comes in, you already see it. You feel something, you already see it, recognize it. Not even to mention the actions that you're doing. So awareness is always aware. It's always brightly seeing. Even if you close your eyes, you are seeing emptiness, and there is a seeing which is seeing the emptiness. Even when you come into a dark room, you're seeing the darkness of the room. So there is something seeing. Even when your eyes cannot see, you can close your eyes as a little exercise. Close your eyes, everybody. You are seeing. You are seeing. That is awareness seeing. Now some of you will ask, so what's the point of this awareness? It's kind of there, it's a bit meaningless in some ways. Actually, that's the biggest gift which you are completely ignoring, and which is who you truly are. The ever bright, blissful, ever fulfilled awareness consciousness. That is who you truly are. And that will never change. Your body grows old. Your mind gets bored. Your emotions change. Your experience is always changed. But that bright bliss never changes. It's the source of your being. Not doing, not understanding. The source of your being. And everybody can verify that yes, you are aware of your experience right now. And the more you realize, recognize, and understand the importance of this source of your being, the more you will be fulfilled in any kind of endeavors in your whole life. Because your whole life you live chasing external things. For those who are more wise, they look inside to find happiness, find love, find fulfillment, bliss, source. For those who look inside, they realize there is a whole universe inside. It's vast, ungraspable, ever-changing. Even that is actually ever-changing. The inner world, the inner universe is always changing. So many thoughts, emotions, feelings, energies are always inside you. But what is the ultimate fulfillment? Where does happiness come from? Where does love come from? Where does bliss come from? From that source of awareness, bright, blissful, conscious awareness. So this is basically the biggest secret of your whole life revealed to you. I'm telling you what's at the very end of the road. And some of you are saying, I enjoy the road, I like the road trip. Some of you are old-fashioned. I don't need technology, I like hiking. One day I will reach that light at the very hill, far, far away. Some of you are having a GPS or not having a GPS and touring around left and right and left and right, up and down and up and down. Some of you are actually seeing the light but turning your back to it, saying, oh no, I'm gonna go back, revisit some past stuff. Some of you are, I'm up for the light, right forward, on a highway, on a motorway. Some of you are sitting on a rocket to the light, to the source. You choose your own speed. You choose your own journey. As you go along the journey, you recognize that the thing that you're looking for is actually that source, that light of happiness, of love, of bliss. Some of you are still hypnotized by the media and advertising happiness, go shopping, happiness, buy this, buy that, go travel, do this and that. Happiness is somewhere out there, somewhere out there. Some of you are very awake and like you know that it's inside, in the source inside you. So it is your recognition of what gives you true fulfillment, everlasting fulfillment, not temporary thing. You go for a dinner, have some fun. That's a temporary experience. But what's the real happiness that lasts? That is there, and that doesn't change, doesn't go away really. Well, what's the source of it? Where does it come from? So many times I give example of the dripping honey, and the people who don't realize the importance and the value of the source, they enjoy the dripping honey. There's a one drop here and there and there, and it's like, and you just follow the dripping honey, tasting some happiness here and there, but never really getting the whole thing, the honey pot. Like, where is that honey pot? Where does it come from? Even more so, some people are living, they don't even have a luxury of actually searching for happiness. Some people living avoiding fears, avoiding anxieties, avoiding things. That is a much lower level of living. It's like basically there's a crocodile beneath you and you're hanging on a branch. And what to do, the fear is always there, and you're just trying to avoid it. Just hang on, and then you fall into it, and the fear gets you, or some difficult emotions get you, and there's a lot of people who live their lives just avoiding stuff. So they don't even search for something better, they just live to avoid something painful or to avoid suffering. So that's a rock bottom way of living. So you see, you choose your speed, you choose your path, you choose your way. You're all unique in terms of your own life experiences, but it is ultimately the same destination to come back to full consciousness, to come back to freedom. I also call it the boundless now. It's actually here, available, accessible. It's the biggest open secret right in front of your eyes, closer than your eyes can see, because it is the seeing which sees through your eyes. You get that? Who gets that? It is closer than thinking. Thinking is like, it's like something in front of you happening that you kind of follow with your attention and get mixed in it and dragged wherever your thoughts go. So the source, awareness, consciousness, boundlessness is here, right here. It's so close to you that it is closer than your feeling of yourself. Do you feel yourself now? Yes. How do you feel yourself now? I didn't ask what do you feel right now, I asked how do you feel yourself now? Well, somehow, I just feel myself. But how do you recognize that you feel yourself? Ah, you are aware of feeling yourself. So let's use a bit of reverse engineering. Let's reverse engineer. How do you feel yourself? Because you're aware about feeling yourself. So thus, what is closer to you? The feeling of yourself or awareness? Awareness. It's logical, by the way. So these are basically some of the biggest secrets and the biggest truths of consciousness and spirituality. So now, since we found the answer and we know that it's the source of yourself is so close to you that it's closer than the feeling of yourself. So then so we figured out the solution, yes, but what is the problem? The problem is that you are habituated to put your attention on something which is much smaller, much less meaningful, much less fulfilling, and something which constantly wanders everywhere, which are your thoughts, your mind, your feelings, your emotions, even your energies are constantly changing. I'm not even mentioning being completely absorbed in external environment, which you have very little control of. So the problem is that you're giving all your power away to the external environment. That's number one. You're giving all your power away to your thoughts, following them because you follow them. You're the follower of your thoughts. Like on Instagram, what do you follow? My thoughts. Got a million likes on it and 5 million dislikes. Then your beliefs about yourself are like pictures on your Instagram. These are the best things I like about myself, and these things I will not post publicly. So you're giving all your power away to your thoughts. Why? Because you follow them. You give all your power away to your emotions. Why? Because you don't know how to deal with them. In a deeper sense, you still don't know how to manage your energies. You have no clue about this body, by the way. From the very basic functions of brushing, washing, eating, pooping, sleeping, the very basic functions of the body. Do you have any idea like how your eyes are seeing things, how your brain is actually working, your neurons, your systems, nervous system, your meridians, your energetic system, 50 trillion cells in your body? Do you have any clue how things work inside you? No, I just feel good. It's just basic care, like it's a basic package, how to take care of it. So you see, that's the problem, and it's the problem of the world, that everything is designed to hypnotize you to something which is very meaningless. where you have no power. But you have to have one thing, which is desire. You know, that's what keeps the world going. Desire, desire, more, more, more. You know, that's how it works in this dysfunctional reality. So what is your greatest power? What's your greatest power? It is your focus. Does it make sense? That your focus determines your experience, determines your reality. It manifests your reality, what you focus on. Does it make sense? Yes. So your focus and that to which you give your attention on a real-time, second-by-second basis is the greatest power that you need to learn how to use wisely, properly, and to know what is your goal and what is at the very end of the road. So luckily there are people who have reached the end of the road, and this is called self-realization. We actually have a whole map, a GPS, which is called levels of consciousness. You can come on the website and read about all the different levels of consciousness. We've done it all, we tested it all, we've seen all the key major road milestones towards returning to the source. We know that there are millions of possible experiences, but every level of consciousness is a major milestone towards returning back to your source. And the greatest power, the greatest tool is your focus, your attention. That's why attention, attention, everybody's requiring your attention. We could say the whole media, marketing, advertising, it's attention economy. Because you see an ad on Facebook, you say, yeah, I don't know if I need that. Next day you see that. Maybe some kind of, I don't know, some kind of massager or some kind of new glasses or something. You say, no, I don't need that. You see next day on Facebook stream, you keep on scrolling and oh, the same thing. You see the next day and the next day and the next day. After you see it 20 times, well, maybe I should get it. And then you click that button to buy it, while you never really needed it. You know, that's attention economy. The more times you see things, the more you want them. It's called mind programming. It programs you. It formalizes the way what you want and how much you want it and what you should be wanting, and also what you should be thinking and what you should be doing, what you should not be doing. Everything is programmed. And your attention is the power which nobody taught you how to use it. If you were simply trained in your kindergarten, you know, from the very early age, what is your greatest power and what's the real goal, all of you would be already enlightened. It's a simple, basic practice. Of course, you know, everybody spent decades being programmed. by parents, society, primary school, secondary school, university, college. The whole system is designed for you to go through educational system to prepare you for a job. You know, that's the design, to get you a job. And then when you get a job, you realize that that's not the end of happiness. You know? So then, okay, what's the next search for happiness? If getting a good job is not the end of the happiness. So your attention and focus is the greatest power, and you need to learn how to use it properly, wisely, and how to know your progress. These are the levels of consciousness. Your progress can be measured scientifically, by the way. So the right balance is the right way to live as a human being, not the human thinking, not the human doing, not the human experiencing, not the human avoiding troubles, not the human desiring never-ending desires, the human being. The right way to be and to use that which you already have. I didn't tell you anything that you don't have, didn't I? Just verify. I didn't tell you anything that you don't really have. Maybe you didn't know that you have, but you do have focus, attention, awareness, and that's the source of happiness. So to use wisely that which you have as a human being, to make the real, significant, fulfilling achievement or returning to your true nature. And this is what will make the biggest change in the world. It is to know the right way of being, because then many things start to change, vibrations start to change, you become on a higher vibration, you open up so many new possibilities, opportunities, your energy field expands, everything widens, opens, you radiate more light and love and happiness, you affect the whole environment around you. You become the shining light example to those of all of around you. Then everybody asks, why you're so happy? Oh, I know why. There is a right way. It's not, I just got lucky, No, that's not the way. So this is the right balance, to live in the right way, by knowing how to use wisely that which you already have. We're not speaking about what you don't have, that which you already have. I could show you and tell you about 1,000 things right away of what you have and you don't know about it. But most likely you won't believe in it, because what you know is very limited about yourself. So there's a lot more about you, a lot more depth, a lot more power inside you that is waiting to be unlocked. So that's how beautiful, valuable, important this is. And this is not spirituality. We generally call it consciousness work. Consciousness work. Knowing consciously how to take care of yourself in the right way. Becoming more conscious. It's not about becoming a vegetarian, and yoga, and there are hundreds of things that you can do. But consciousness work is to become who you truly, truly are, the best version of yourself. So every one of you has a great power with your attention and focus. But generally, you're so much involved with life, with objectivity, that you simply flow as the river flows. While on the other hand, the fully conscious being is aware in a real time, every second, what is happening in their experience. So the nature of full consciousness, a fully conscious being, is aware in a real time, which is now. The real time, moment by moment, it's called the now. It's not static, it's ever alive. Moment by moment, real time, being aware of what's going on in their experience and consciously choosing what to do with their experience, how to place the focus in the right way. That is the greatest power. Every moment of now, real time, awareness of your complete experience, and ability to choose what is going on. And that is called responsibility. Responsibility. Ability to respond in the right way. Ability to take care of things. It's not a happy-go-lucky, just enjoy life. No, that is very irresponsible, childish way. A fully conscious being is aware every second, every moment what's going on, and choosing how to manage every second. An average person is just flowing where life is going, we call it being in the river of life, in the river of life. And when the river turns to a wrong corner, to a wrong side, the river can branch itself. If it goes to the wrong side, maybe I shouldn't go there. So you start pedaling across, to choose the right path. Or some of you have ability to step out of the river and observe it for a bit. So that's the stickiness of objectivity, the stickiness of life, experiences of objectivity. Just like when you're at the top of the mountain, at the highest peak, so you can see the furthest. Yes, you can see the furthest. And let's say you also have binoculars. You're not only on the top of the mountain watching the beautiful skyline, the closeness of heavens, the craziness of people down there. You can see everything from the top of the mountain. If you're in the valley where people live, that's where life goes on. You climb a bit more, you start seeing more. Oh, cars, people, mundane things happening. Every 9 o'clock, everybody rushes to work. Everybody 5 o'clock, everybody rushes out. The normal things happening. So you can see how life is going, how everybody's involved in all the stuff they're doing. So the higher you are, or the closer you are to the source of your being, the more you see. The more you see. You see good things, you see bad things. You see the truth. The power is in seeing, is not in avoiding. You see some bad things, well, you take care of them. You see good things, well, you enjoy them. The closer you are to the source of your being, the more you see. And the more power you have to choose. You can consciously choose every moment experience, second by second. Reality is 1 billion frames per second, vibrations per second. So what you call this now is not a 30 frames per second movie on the TV screen. It's 1 billion frames per second, so intensely vibrant, that's why it's called vibration, that it seems to be happening. It seems to happen, it seems to be experiential. And in the source, you see that reality is happening, but then you can choose vibrations to what you want to resonate, or simply speaking, what are you interested in? So what are you interested in? What do you want to resonate with? What are you aware of every second? The highest seeing is the seeing of the source self, of the source of consciousness, that everything is bliss, everything is radiance, the ever bright, radiant light of consciousness. Everything is that, and what you call reality is appearing as a play, as a mechanism, as a function. The whole universe is appearing. There is, of course, there are laws, there is the way it works. The scientists trying to figure it out for centuries, still just scratching on the surface. So you're just seeing in that brightness reality. What is happening now? Now. Never gets boring, because it's always vibrant, alive. Always something new is going on.
My mind, it can't wrap around the saying that you always say to us. It never gets boring. It's always vibrant.
Yes.
It can't wrap around it.
Yes.
I think you have to experience.
Yes, of course, of course.
Maybe I maybe I put my focus on a lot of mundane things. I don't know.
You know where you put your focus. I think you do know. Every moment you're choosing, whether you know it or not.
But I can't wrap my mind around it.
I think that's because you don't experience it with your mind. That's why your mind it's too small to experience it.
Yeah, your mind can't put the finger on reality. Because your mind is a very small stream of reality. Just a very small stream of the isness of all of this. So you can't wrap around it. You can't put but you can see your mind trying to wrap around it. And if you see your mind trying to figure it all out, well, stay seeing your mind trying to figure it all out, and you might come to the source much quicker than you think. Because seeing is much quicker than thinking, isn't it? First you see, and then, oh, let me think about it. And then let me understand it. The less you give your attention to that which you don't like, the less you will experience that which you don't like. You see, many people don't know that when you experience bad things, if you keep on thinking about it, you just make it worse, or you keep it actually. Something is bad happening, you start worrying about it, well, you're still keeping it yourself. If you suddenly change your focus, and generally a doctor would say, go out for a walk, or a psychiatrist, go for a walk. There is a little truth in it that it helps to change your focus. It works to a certain degree that it helps to change your focus. So if you don't give your attention to worrying, you will actually worry less. And then if you realize the power of focus, if you focus on something brighter and more beautiful, well, that's what you're gonna start receiving more. And the power of manifestation, that it takes time and practice. And that's what's been very commonly known as the law of attraction and the secret. So when you change your focus to that which you want, which is on a higher vibration, that's very important, because otherwise you're just going to be chasing your desires. So on a higher vibration, on a higher brightness, lightness, ease, joy, when you focus on that, well, you start resonating with that. There's a law of resonance. And then you start to attract it. And then you start manifesting it. That's the law of manifestation. First, you need to put your focus on it. And then you start overcoming the oppositional forces. Yes, you overcome some obstacles towards your goal. And then you start attracting your goal more substantially, and then you see it's coming, oh, it's manifesting, oh, it's already here. So your focus and the laws of manifestation are also important to learn. It's not going to happen like this, but practice makes it perfect. There is a lot to learn. So essentially, you're all creators to a certain degree of your power. The more you know how to create, the more you will create. To the degree that you know how to create. It can be anything, but the universe has a certain vortex of life manifestation, of higher vibrations, levels of consciousness. When you know that, you are more consciously creating things on a higher and higher vibration.